KGBV Ramvelli, Visakhapatnam district. Andhra Pradesh government conducting online classes every day. So please follow these classes, see more, learn more and get a good knowledge. Online classes is very useful to learn e-content in this pandemic situation. So student, you are the 10th class students. You have to write good examinations in this year. Okay, for this year. So let us go to the mind mapping. Do you know what is these concepts? These concepts related to which incident? Did you remember? These concepts are related to which incident? These concepts are related to which incident? Yes, these concepts are related to First World War. World War I. These concepts are related to World War II. Did you understand these mind maps? Yes. Now we are going to learn about the war between wars 1900 to 1950. Our 10th class lesson. Our 10th class 13th lesson, war between wars 1900 to 1950. This period of time, this period of 50 years, as broad as drastic changes in the lives of human beings. So, when we see the wars, a man fight with other people, a country fight with other countries, a group of nations fight with other nations is known as wars. So, when the wars happens, all the countries in the world as impact of that. We get an impact of that. Getting the impact of the war is called World War. So, the war between was 1900 to 1950. So, being the period of 1900 to 1950, the entire world is witnessed the great wars. The two great wars. The one is First World War, the other one is Second World War. Let us discuss about what are the immediate causes of the First World War, what are the immediate causes of the Second World War, what incidents appear in the war between wars 1900 to 1950, and we know that what are the important aspects demand the wars. And the First World War occurred in 1914 to 1918. The Second World War occurred in 1939 to 1945. Okay, we come to the lesson, 10th class 13th lesson, the world between wars 1900 to 1950, part 1. Yes, okay students?
At the beginning of the 20th century, the world has a population of 1.6 billion people. Industrial capitalism had changed the way many people earned their livelihood, but only in the Western countries. Some of these countries, especially Britain, were the leading industrial powers and also held vast colonial empires spread all over the world. The world was divided into the West, which was experiencing economic growth, and the rest, whose acute backwardness was worsened by colonial exploitation by the West in the 1900 to 1950. Students, did you remember who is he? Yes, he is Eric Hobsbawm, a historian called the 20th century the age of extremes. Politically, the world saw shoots of democratic aspirations grow amidst the rise of fascist domination, which fostered ideologies of unquestioned power and hatred for other people. Literacy levels and average life expectancy grow immensely for all. So, new forms of art like movies emerged. Scientific knowledge rose to new heights, unlocking the secrets of autumn and life. Women, who constitute half the world's population, got the right to vote in this period, starting with the West. So, literally, more than 100 nations walked to independence and freedom across the world. This was also an age of great experimentation as people strove to build socialist societies based on the principles of equality and fraternity, and or alternatively a liberal democracy based on political liberty and capitalist economy. But the same period saw the Great Depression, causing massive unemployment and economic breakdown, and two world wars in which millions died and the lives of many more millions were dislocated. Hence, the 20th century was a period of great expectations, experiments, and dangerous developments. Students, observe this picture. What explains this picture? This picture shows Great Depression during 1920 to 30. Many industries were closed and many more were taken away of their employment. Many were forced to take up the menial jobs like pia picking, etc. This picture depicts one such woman with her children in deep grief. She had migrated from Poland to California and was employed as pia picker. The picture depicts her sorrow of what happened and worry about the future with her children. Observe the picture of the 1934 rally of Hitler's Nazi party at the Nuremberg. Political rallies conducted during the time of Hitler. Nazis under Hitler thought militarism and race superiority as their agenda. Their approach may fit the period when they formed government. So, this picture explains the rally of Nazi party under the Hitler's leadership. Yes, this picture explains atom bomb in Nagasaki. Also look at the picture at the end of the chapter which shows the effect of this bomb. Towards the end of the Second World War, America dropped two small atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. They killed immediately between 1,50,000 to 2,46,000 people. The after effect of these bombings, like leukemia and cancer, on for decades. From then, there is always the fear hanging around the world of another atom bomb dropping or Third World War. What is the picture explains? Yes, this picture, a painting by Kustudev in 1920 on the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. What is the artist trying to say? Who the gained leader could be? Bolshevik Revolution in Russia came in 1917. People revolted against the Tsarist regime. Bolshevik party promised people food to starving people, land to peasants, power to Soviets, and withdraw from World War. The confiscated all private factories, mills, and industries and rationalized them. The portrait could be of Lenin. Did you understand? Yes, this is the another picture. A cartoon from German with caption, "Buy from the Jews, betray your people." 1929. What bias does it show? The bias it shows is not to buy any product from Jews in Germany. The act of purchasing could prove them to be traitors of Germany. Germans under Hitler exhibited racial supremacy of Nordic. They developed wanton hatred towards Jews. In the later days, nearly 60 lakh Jews were killed by Nazis, followers of Hitler. Yes, world was ominous facts. At the beginning of the century, the world was divided into developed industrialized countries of the West, including Britain, USA, Germany, France, Italy, Japan, etc., and colonial countries of Asia and Africa. While the colonial countries were just beginning their struggles for independence, the industrialized countries were at loggerheads with each other. They were divided into rival blocs: Germany, Austria, Hungary versus Britain, France, Russia, each vying for world domination, which would give it control over the colonies and markets. The First World War broke out in 1914. It was truly a world war, as virtually no country was left untouched by it, from Japan and China in the east to the US in the west. It ended in the defeat of Germany and its allies, and in the victory of Britain and the France in 1918. The conditions of peace that followed only created the seeds of another and more deadly war from 1939 to 1945. This war too was fought between Germany and its allies like Italy and Japan on the one side, and Britain, France, China, USSR and US on the other side. It ended in the defeat of Germany and its allies but before it ended, it had ravaged all the varying countries. Graph 1, war related deaths 1500 to 1919. War deaths in millions, death per 1000 people. 1500 to 1599. War deaths and death per 1000 people. 1600 to 1699. War deaths and death per 1000 people. 1700 to 1799. War deaths and death per 1000 people. 1800 to 1899. War deaths percentage and death per 1000 people. 1900 to 1999. War death percentage and death per 1000 people. So, this graph shows the war deaths in millions and death rate per 1000 people. The last column tells us the proportionate death due to wars, number of war deaths for every 1000 people who lived during those centuries. Thus, about less than 4 people out of 1000 died in the 16th century, while it rose to more than 44 persons in the last century, nearly 4.5% of the people. Yes, power blocks. The second fact about the world during this period is the division of the world into nation states and grouping of these nations of the world into power blocks and degeneration of these alliances into war camps. You have read in the earlier classes about the emergence of nationalism and movements for nation states in the 19th century. But the process of nation formation also accelerated the scramble among the industrialized nations for control over the world. Greater say involved diplomacy and armies to back up national interests. By the end of the 19th century, different nations of Europe entered into alliances with each other against other blocs. Two main blocs emerged, the Center and the Entente or Allies. They were a manifestation of that process of scramble for power and control over territory. The insecurity caused by this scramble led to the formation of alliances, mostly secret ones, between known enemies of the past like Australia and Italy or Britain and France. Similar blocs continued into the Second World War. The Axis powers led by Germany and the Allies led by Britain, US and USSR. Dear students, please observe the timeline chart. This timeline chart explains the main incidents of this particular period. The beginning of the First World War, August 1st, 1914. The First World War started from August 1st, 1914. And Russian Revolution started in 1917. End of the First World War, 1918. Treaty of Versailles, 1919. Formation of League of Nations, 1919. Rise of Hitler in Germany, 1933. Breakout of Second World War 1939. German invention of USSR 1942. So formation of United Nations Organization after the Second World War 1945. End of the Second World War August 1945. So these are the main important concepts of this particular lesson. Aggressive nationalism. The ideology of nationalism was positive impulse, but this ideology could also be used to create pride in oneself and hatred against neighbors. Italian fascism from 1923 and National Socialism of Germany and Nazis were the other forms of aggressive Nazism in destructive mode. This is the one of the cause of the World Wars I and imperialism. Imperialism is the one of the cause of First World War and Second World War also. Imperialism, as defined by the Directory of Human Geography, is an unequal human and territorial relationship, usually in the form of an empire based on ideas of superiority and practices of dominance, and involving the extension of authority and control of one state or people over another. Students, please observe this graph. The armaments race from 1880 to 1914. This graph shows military expenditure by great powers: Germany, Austria-Hungary, Great Britain, Russia, Italy, and France. Between what years the armaments race was raised? According to this graph, 1910 to 1914. So, did you understand? Yes. Secret alliances is the one of the cause of First World War and Second World War. After defeating France in 1870, Bismarck, the German Chancellor, decided to isolate it. To achieve this end, he entered into a secret alliance with Austria in 1879 and with Italy in 1882. This defense alliance was meant to partly save Austria from Russia and Italy from France. The French broke their isolation by striking a mutual alliance with Russia in 1891, and after resolving irritants with Britain in 1904, Russia, France, and Britain formed their Triple Entente in 1907. The Triple Alliance led by Germany and the Triple Entente made the European powers jealous and suspicious of one another. Instead of real peace, these alliances created an atmosphere of fear and armed peace in Europe. Militarism. Militarism is the belief or desire of a government of people that a country should maintain a strong military capability and be prepared to use it aggressively to defend or promote national interests. Militarism is the belief that military might is the best way to ensure security and war is good a way to solve problems. From 1880 to 1914, The military expenditure of the six big powers Germany, Russia, Austria, Italy, France and Britain increased by over 300 from 132 billion to 397 million. Three things are noteworthy in the context of militarism. Each of these countries built massive standing armies, competed with each other in increasing their armaments, and built a mindset among the people to support wars. A large industrial complex producing arms emerged with constantly promoted the idea of using war as a solution to diplomatic problems. Wars usually increased their profits manifold. The Treaty of Versailles. World War I ended with the Conference on Peace at Versailles in 1919. This was the biggest conference as it was attended by 32 national delegations and they covered 3/4 of the population of the world. The five big victorious powers of the time USA, UK, France, Italy and Japan participated in this conference, but Socialist Russia and the vanquished powers, for example Germany, Austria and Turkey, were not invited to the conference. Hence, those deliberating the future of the world did not have the wise counsel or deeply felt wishes of these powers. It is not surprising, therefore, that Germans thought the treaty at Versailles was a dictate imposed on them, and they had no respect or responsibility for it. To weaken Germany, the Treaty of Versailles imposed some territorial penalties and military cuts on it. Firstly, Germans were asked to return their colonies in Africa occupied in the 1880 and European areas like Alsace and Lorraine, which they occupied from France in 1871. Secondly, Germany was asked to pull down its army strength to 1 lakh from 9 lakh during World War I. It was also asked not to have submarines and restrict its naval strength to 6 battleships of less than 10,000 tons and a dozen torpedo boats and destroys each. Yes, the League of Nations. The Treaty of Versailles also set up the League of Nations to prevent wars in the future. Russia or Germany was not invited to become members of League, and USA could not become a member as the US Congress refused to sanction to proposal of the President Woodrow Wilson, even though he was very active in the formation of the League. Hence, even at its peak in 1934, the League had 58 members only. It was hoped that it will help eliminate wars through collective security and settle disputes between countries through arbitration or negotiation. It also set up several international agencies for conducting welfare activities like health, labor welfare, and also an international court of justice for legal disputes between nations. Even though it showed a lot of promise and much was expected of it, it failed eventually to prevent Germany and Italy from violating international agreements and attacking other countries. Fear of the socialism and USSR. This is the one of the cause for First World War and Second World War. The disastrous results of First World War caused great social upheavals all over Europe, and the workers turned to ideologies of socialism and communism. All over Europe, peace movements gained great popularity. In Russia, a revolution took place in 1917, which resulted in the establishment of a communist state here. One of the first acts of the new government was to end Russia participation in the war and begin peace negotiations. The Western capitalist countries like Britain were afraid of similar revolution in other countries of the Europe and initially encouraged Hitler and the Nazis to consolidate themselves to act a buffer against Soviet socialism. This was the policy of appeasement of Hitler. However, in 1939, Germany and USSR entered into a non-aggregation pact and Hitler turned against Britain and France alliance. This started Second World War. Hitler was able to establish complete mastery over most of West European continent. He then decided to attack USSR in 1942. The same year, Japan and ally of Germany attacked USA, and with this USA and USSR joined the fight against Germany. German challenge to vengeful domination. After the defeat of Germany at the end of the First World War in 1919, the victorious Allies wanted to punish Germany for starting the war and also cripple it so that it cannot rise again. For the Germans, the provisions enforced on them by the Treaty of Versailles were slavish. This created a reaction in Germany which led to the rise of Hitler and his Nazi party. They wanted to recover the territories lost by them in the Treaty of Versailles, restore German dominance over Central Europe, and end the restrictions on German armaments. Germany re-industrialized itself furiously under the Nazis and developed a massive army and armament industry which could only be served by a war. Yes, students, look at this map. This map shows the German Empire during the World War II. The German Empire confederated and occupied territories. Hungary, November 1940, confederated. Romania, November 1940, confederated. Bulgaria, March 1941 confederated by the Germany. And Yugoslavia, April 1941. Greece, April 1941. Crete, May 1941. Occupied by Germany. Finland, June 1941, confederated by Germany. So according to this map, most of the part occupied by Germany during the World War. Enormous human cost. The first consequence of the wars was widespread deaths and injuries. As stated earlier, almost 10 million people were killed in the first and 20 to 25 millions in the Second World War. Most of those who died were men, and almost all of them were under 40 years of age. The two wars also established a regime of lethal arms race, particularly of nuclear and chemical weapons. The world is still living constantly under the threat of total destruction of all life through even accidental use of such weapons. So the democratic principles asserted in this particular period, the two world wars also brought home the dangers of having undemocratic governments and greatly strengthened the case for democratization of power. With the First World War, several empires also ended. Countries like Russia saw a socialist Ottoman Empire. Russia saw a socialist revolution, while others like Germany grew out of their monarchy and became a Weimar Republic. The Ottoman Empire was replaced by a democratic and secular state in Turkey. Similarly, during the First World War, on the demand of their subjects, the colonialists accepted the principle that self-government is desirable in colonies. With the process of decolonization after World War II, the colonies rose to independence and several of new countries were born across Asia and Africa. With the World War I, the German, Austro-Hungarian, Russian and Turkish empires came to an end. The map of Eastern and Central Europe was redrawn on the basis of nationality, economic viability and military security. When World War came to an end, the map of the world changed at against as ex-colonies rose to become independent nations. So, then the new international organizations established in the world. After World War I, the League of Nations was formed to resolve disputes peacefully, and the United Nations Organization (UNO) was formed after World War II. UN is a kind of world government based on four principles: preserve peace, uphold human rights, respect international law, and promote social progress. It works through organs like UNICEF, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund, UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization, WHO, World Health Organization, and ILO, International Labour Organization, etc. You may have heard of some of them or even seen their work. The UNO, despite being accused of becoming a tool of the great powers like USA and Russia, USSR, has managed to prevent wars on the scale of the Second World War. Enfranchisement of women. After a long struggle for political right, like right to vote, British women got these rights in 1918. In the long protracted wars like the World Wars, industrial production and other services are necessary. With men away in the battlefields, more women had to work in factories, shops, offices, voluntary services, hospitals, and schools. Beginning with the confidence of being breadwinners, women began raising their voice for equality in all walks of life. Getting the right to vote was a big step in the direction. This is the very important step for the women empowerment. These are the logos of International Women Suffragist Movement, an organization established in 1914.